Would we be able to see the cards ahead of time, before renting them? Tanaka asked the worker. Of course, the worker smiled. She headed away from the counter where muffled voices could be heard. Soon, a human woman with black hair stood next to the counter. She smiled at Ayaka's group, but didn't talk to them. The dog-eared woman had left her sight, but soon the door that the previous workers that had taken the monsters used opened. She motioned for them to come inside of the area. Ayaka looked at the others before walking over to the door. The others didn't take any time before following Ayaka's lead. Please don't worry about the smell. You'll be able to see some of the monsters being processed, which is an all-day event, with how many we get each day. The woman giggled. When Ayaka entered the area, she noticed that it had a similar feel as a hospital. Compared to the guild, where it was mostly wood with some stone and metal, the interior of the monster exchange section was some kind of polished white stone. The white stone made the surroundings feel sterile and clean, different from what she imagined a place that cut up monsters would look like. Compared to the guild workers that had uniforms that were cute in appearance, the people that she saw inside were wearing completely white outfits. Each of the workers even had their faces covered, so not even their eyes were seen. It didn't look like the covering had impaired their vision as they nodded their heads when Ayaka's group neared them. Compared to the rest of the guild, the monster exchange area was large to the degree it felt unnecessarily so. But when Ayaka thought about the types of monsters they'd be receiving, it made sense. What are those? Kawa pointed at large metal rooms with massive doors on them. The worker looked at where Kawa was indicating, then said, "Those are refrigeration units. Some of the monsters waiting to be processed, while others are for those that have been cut up. The cut up pieces will either be sent to the kitchen, to be made into food, or be sold to merchants." They watched as a large bird was taken out of one of the refrigerators on a large cart. The body shape looked similar to an ostrich, but the neck wasn't as long and the head was much larger. The legs were bundled up and neatly tucked under the monster to allow all of it to fit on the cart. "That's a diractyl," the worker said helpfully. "It's a monster that's commonly seen on the grassland in large herds." Noticing them being interested in it, the worker said, "That's completely outside your abilities, based on how you look with night wolves. I recommend you being at least level 15 if you want to fight them." Being told the level required to take on the monster, Masio visibly shuddered. "It's actually quite lucky that you were able to survive against night wolves. Judging by your equipment, I don't think you're above level 5. Normally, those monsters are hunted by adventurers at least level 7. The worker shook her head, as though surprised. Though she was polite about it, the employee obviously thought it was foolish that they tried to go up against such monsters. "We actually didn't try to hunt them. While we were hunting horned rabbits, those things attacked us." Mizuki spoke up as though trying to defend what happened. The worker stopped after hearing the news before continuing to walk forward. Ayaka continued watching as the workers pulled carts into various processing areas where saws and knives were used to dismantle the animals. Some of them were hung up with blood being drained out onto large bowls. It was clear that the workers were being careful to save every part of the animal, not wanting to waste anything.